right, welcome to the next episode of the Dragon's Tome. I am your host, Chopper, and joined with me are my two favorite cohorts in the whole wide world. Please introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Jack. I'm a Sagittarius. I like long walks on the beach and cuddling.
Perfect. And you?
I'm Rob. I'm an Aries. I don't like either of those things.
Ugh.
Actually,
Wah,
I'm
wah,
opposed
wah.
to them.
Steadfastly anti-cuddling.
I'm anti-cuddling.
So-
and I like long runs on the beach or short runs on the beach. Man.
He likes long walks on short piers. All right, which is all apropos as this is episode number 34, issue 34, which happens to be February 1980, February being the month of Cupid.
Oh.
And we have our very important introductions to the dating game.
And a pretty neat cover.
I don't know about this cover, man.
Oh, I like it.
It's clean. It's nice and clean, but these guys' heads really freak me out.
I like the colors. But
I like the way it flows. I like the way it's got a very aesthetically pleasing layout.
Like I said, it's nice and clean stuff, but I can't get past these heads. They look like Legos.
It's by the guy who did the Divine Right. This whole magazine's a lot about Divine Right, but he did the cover of Divine Right. His name is Ken Raman.
Oh, that's probably why it looks like this.
But it's we know this guy because his AKA is Eladan Elrihor. We've seen Elrihor for many times.
Oh,
Easy for you to say.
Elrihor.
He's hiding it out, huh?
So we got his real name because his brother, I guess, designed Divine Right, and he did all the art for it. Who knew?
Oh, very nice.
We know now because of cover to cover the new article in here that describes all this stuff.
So nepotism.
It's all nepotism at this point.
Yeah, it's true. All right, so I guess we all agreed it's an okay cover.
Okay, yeah. We'll all agree.
All right, Rob, why don't you start us off with the Dragon's Rumbles?
Dragon Rumbles. Mr. Cask is going to the Hobby Industry Association of America trade show. I don't know if this trade show still exists, but he's going to it. And he says, as the gaming industry grows, so does Dragon. They picked up even more distributors, and a new calendar is coming for 81 because the 80 calendar sold out, and it was very popular. But the new 81 one, they're going to have a lot more of them because they didn't realize how many people wanted calendars. And I remember even in the time when I started doing Dragon, they always had calendars every year. There was always a Dragon calendar. So this is the second calendar coming out. That's it. That's all he has to say about this month. He's getting less and less exciting. I think he got yelled at so much, it's taken out his joie de vivre.
It took the wind out of his sails.
Yeah. So yeah.
Poor guy.
Jack, do you have an article?
I do. If we want to go to PDF page 20.
20.
We are looking at FFBFF. This is
FFBFF?
four fearsome but familiar fiends. Colon.
But did you just name it that, or is it called that somewhere in this article? Because if you just named it that, that's hilarious.
I think he just named it that because I see where he got it.
Yeah, I was just
I'm not just a pretty face. Sometimes I can be clever. I know I'm here for the hard and fast rules and to keep everyone in line, but every once in a while. So the gist of this is that Blake Ward found that a lot of random monster tables that he'd come across had monsters that were from books he didn't understand. He didn't care for the way they were laid out because the nomenclature, the way the names were listed, so instead of like lycanthrope werewolf, it would be werewolf and stuff like that. So what he did was, and this is why I love him for it, he went to the monster manuals, changed. He only monsters that were in the monster manuals and in the way that they were listed in the monster manuals, and created tables for random encounters. And then he extrapolated a little bit and added how many of the monsters and stuff. It was very well done, and for just ease of use, this would be amazing, rather than whatever other nonsense he had to deal with up until this point. He very concise, organized, wandering monster table.
Jack, have you ever used a wandering monster in your life?
Probably early on, because that used to be the thing. Remember, it used to be.
But I just know the way you DM, and everything is intricately plotted out. There's never a random piece of anything in your game.
No. Oh, for sure. No, I don't. But this was part of the game at one point.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this was a big part of the game before anyone really thought of like ecosystems or.
It was just random stuff would just show up. Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't a story to be serviced in so much as that there was like a story arc. This was, hey, what are they going to fight? It was kind of like a fun for both the DM and the players to see what showed up to tear them a new butthole.
That's true. And a butthole was torn.
Many a butthole was torn for sure. So yeah, that's my article.
Excellent.
All right. So I guess my turn. And we are just going to go back one page to page 19 of the PDF.
You're a magic user.
In defense, once again, of the poor magic user.
Last week you had brought this up. So.
I did, and so this is the reason why I continued it on this week, because I feel it's just the same kind of article we're seeing almost every month about someone complaining about magic users being too powerful. Why is it that? And he actually takes it to the next level where he just flatens out says that you're either playing with DMs who are way too generous and are just handing out experience points like Pez.
Yep.
And you're not truly working your way through to get the experience that you need that normally would take a normal gameplay.
Magic users are only powerful at high level, or higher level.
Yeah.
To get to level 3, you're scraping to get a magic user to level 3. It's hard. And then I guess at this point too now, then you got to the point where people also then were just rolling whatever level they wanted, and that's where they look, I have a 32nd level because I rolled it, even though I played him over 2 years, and then when people break down the stats, they're like, it takes you at least 6 years. So it's just this article is just basically that, saying that it's not the magic user's fault that if they seem too powerful, it's the people who are playing them. And the DMs. It's DM's fault for letting them be that powerful.
It's true. And again, this comes down to either DMs who don't know what they're doing or fairly young player new to D&D.
I think that's what more it is.
Who have no experience and understand.
I'm going to disagree in so much is that my opinion is the game that they have here, they think every character can go to every table. And what they haven't really learned yet is the rules are the same, but every table is going to be different. And some players want to play a stingy scraping just by salvaging. They want to play Fallout. Whereas some other tables...
RPG, that's famously for so hard to do anything in.
Grinding it out, getting everything by just... And then other tables are, hey, as a DM, I want to use a red dragon. So, boys, here's your stuff. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Or some people are cinematic, or some people are, that is what you want in the game for sure.
And it's I don't think the people in charge yet understand that there's going to be a lot of
there's different ways to play it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also played with a certain magic user named Wendell, and he was ultra powerful, but he also did more damage to us than he did to the enemy. So I think there's always that. It's not necessarily how powerful they are. It's how you use it and how the DM interprets certain things. And you decide to cast Wall of Fire, eh? Well, you do understand that there's all these townsfolk around. You just murdered tons of people.
It's funny, apropos of nothing, and no one else will understand the reference, but I was just thinking of our friend Dave today and how all his characters end up being paranoid because he's a bit paranoid.
Well, I think Wendell didn't start out as paranoid. He just kept killing people by mistake, and it just ended up that way. Anyways, that was a little side note.
A little side, yep.
All right, who's next? That would be you, Rob. What article you got next?
Me. I think it's on page 24. It's Fantasy Smith's notebook, but it's someone took over. It isn't him. I just have something quick to say about it. Yeah, you can go on, because all I want to say is this guy invented foam mini-carrying cases. This guy invented battle foam. I
said before there was battle foam. My thing is before there was battle foam, there was this article on how to make nice little carrying cases for your minis. That's all my note just says.
And that's exactly what this is. There's a little note that some other company did it for like tanks or something. But this is the first guy to ever cut foam for put minis in. And Battle Foam owes this man money. So that's
exactly.
That's all I have to say about this one. Pat, do you have anything else to say about this one?
No, just before. Well, I think just my little quote, and I put it in quotes. Before there was Battle Foam, there was this article.
Yeah, I said he's going to sue somebody. That's it. That's all I'd say about that one.
All right, Jack, what do you got?
Oh, okay. The PDF page 29, 27 in the book. What's in a name? So it's the bottom half of
mine too, yeah.
Okay. Again, the chart isn't all there.
Yeah, I was confused about that because he says roll d20 and only 10 spaces. I'm like, is the chart just not get all printed, or is he doesn't understand that the fact that d10s exist?
I think it was not printed, or it wasn't done properly. And to be honest, the system he has here was not great either. But it is the precursor to when you have a role-playing situation and, you go, and you've approached this stranger to ask directions, and you think they're going to go, "Hey, stranger, where to?" And
what's his name?
The player goes, "Yeah, well, what's your name, young man?" Well, and you go, "Oh,
Bob Finkelstein."
Yep, and then 10 minutes later,
last time you used name was Bob Finkelstein.
My name is Soul Gold.
Yeah, everyone in this town is related, or what's going on here?
Yeah, your mind goes blank when you have to pull out a name out of your butt.
It becomes very important when role playing and stuff like that. My only problem with it is A, it's not formatted properly, and B, the names are pretty try hard.
Well, there are a lot of like PC names. Like these aren't NPC names. These are, I want to be Hawkfair, or like whatever.
Hawkfair. I want to be Fat Hammer.
Very more edges than but
hello, stranger. I see you're selling grubs on the road. What's your name? My name is Death High. Oh.
And then at the end of the adventure, the DM goes, "Why were you killing all of the NPCs? This guy was he was trying to buy a papaya from a fruit stand, and when your name's Shadow Dreamer, you're not up to good." Oh. Yeah, so that's my article.
Excellent. Pat.
My turn. I am going to go to page 22.
Staying in there.
Oh yes, I was going to do this one because I thought it was ridiculous, but
this feel like risking everything. So I read this thinking, what does this mean? What's happening with this thing? And basically it's a variant game rule set for Risk, where you can add thermonuclear war aspects to it.
Now, it's very much a window back in time, because for anyone not old enough to know, there was an actual time when we used to be worried about Russians threatening nuclear war.
Yeah.
Like
It's
bizarre.
unheard of. Yeah.
By today's standard, that's a fantasy, but obviously. But back then, we actually were worried about dying in hellfire.
It's true. There's a whole 13 days about it.
I played a lot of Risk, and I think the way to ruin Risk would be to add nukes.
Well, it does a good thing. Like, so one of the things that each nuke you launch, each nuke has two options. You can be offensive or defensive. And if you use it as defensive, you can knock a nuke out of the sky. Or you can use it offensive and it destroys one unit in that country. And then but if you hit that same country 6 times, then that whole thing becomes a barren wasteland and no one can go through it for, I think it's a turn. So it's a way of cutting the map off too. And it adds 2 more lanes too.
Yeah, they have to, because Risk was screwed, because if you took Australia, you won the game. That was the way Risk worked. And everybody I'd ever played with Risk always added the extra lanes so you could get other ways without having to go through Australia. Because, you had to add those. Risk was broken. It was literally from the beginning. They should have just added a couple more lanes. That's all they needed to do.
Yeah.
Because all you do is you just build up a huge amount of people in one spot and you stop it. And that's what they wanted the nukes for, is to be able to kill off a bunch of people at once.
I mean, the guy who wrote this was also saying he strongly suggests for players that you form alliances and everything. So there's like a diplomacy aspect to it that really helps with the...
Yeah. Don't nuke me and I won't nuke you.
Yeah. Kind of thing. So I think it's all right. I mean, if one of these days I could bust out a game of Risk with someone and see if we could try it out and see how it actually works.
I think I'm so far beyond Risk now that I couldn't go back. It's
I've never
basic.
played Risk.
I can always go back to Risk.
Risk is like a simpler version of what's the war game?
Axis and Allies?
Axis and Allies, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very simplified version of Axis. The original version of that game. I think I only got one left.
All right, what do you got?
On page 52, once again, Dragonmirth. I found something funny. This is disasters, as with all else, a matter of degree. And it's a comedic take on describing disasters by what exclamation you use at the beginning of the way to describe something. So you're like, darn, I stubbed my toe, or, but it goes up to, oh my god. And it's like thermonuclear war. But it's pretty funny. And at the end, they go through like the latest news report, and it's they go through using these adjectives as describing all the different stuff, and it's pretty funny. But it goes darn, phooey, drat, shoot, heck, gadzooks, yikes, oops, ack, and oh my god. So it is quite funny. And I didn't know that in Delaware, yikes is known as geez or sheesh.
Sheesh, yeah.
I say geez. Geez, oh beans. So maybe I'm from Delaware.
You may be.
And oops in California is oh wow, or oh wow, man. So I think they're talking to the surfer culture there.
Yeah, they are.
We're in Delaware.
Delaware. It's pretty funny. I thought it was funny, and I'm amazed that so far Dragon Magazine, two issues in a row, I found something funny. So there you go.
That's shocking.
That is my last one.
Jack, you got another one?
I'm down to an ad.
All right, do the ad, because I am on articles also.
Okay, 31, part of my ongoing segment down at the bottom corner here. Ogre, upside down.
Jack, I don't know why you're so
Rob claims that it's just because it says in there that the magazine's upside down and it's not the ad.
He's on Ogre Watch.
I'm on Ogre Watch.
There's something afoot.
This is actually a Martian Metals, so it must be like the miniatures for Ogre, not the actual Ogre. So there you go. Pat, do you wish you had miniatures for your Ogre? Or you probably do now, don't you?
I don't. I still have the cardboard pieces.
That new Kickstarter, the giant box, doesn't have miniatures in it?
No.
Wow.
It has cardboard ones.
that box is the size of a coffee table, and it doesn't have miniatures?
Yeah. No, it just has the cardboard ones.
That's crazy. Well, do you want Ogre miniatures? Is this something you want now?
No, actually.
You probably 3D print them. I bet there's people making Ogre miniatures.
I don't think I want metal in that box. It's heavy enough as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone knows of anyone making STLs for Ogre.
Sure, it's out. Someone's already got it by now.
You think so? Because I don't know if there's anyone who talks about Ogre. I can't.
Don't Pat like that.
I'm just saying it's not in the zeitgeist.
It is though. You just have to kind of.
You have to be in the Ogre forums.
You have to leave the rural baysides of northern Canada.
That is true. We have just started our summer here, and it has been lovely. And I'm going to enjoy all 3 months, and then back to hibernating, where I don't know about Ogre.
Well, there you
go. Do I have an ad? Nope, my ad is still Ogre. Why Ogre is upside down still?
I have an ad.
I'm not the only one that thinks there's something afoot.
All right, what do you, Rob?
I only have an ad for this one because I'm a little confused. It's High Fantasy Adventure Games on page 23. The name of the company is TWINN-K Incorporated. My question is, do you pronounce it Twink or Twin K? That's my question.
Because it's hyphenated, Twin K.
It is Twin K Inc. But what
Twink
if it's
Inc.
Twin
King? It rhymes. Twin Kink? Oh, Twin Kink.
That's what I said.
Indianapolis.
Twin Kink.
That's all it is. It's an indie.
And clearly, when you look at the pictures, and it shows you right there, or right in graphic detail, when you look at those pictures, all the fornication and gratuitous, like the one at the bottom, come on.
Yeah. It's obviously what's going on there.
100%.
You cannot tell me that was suitable for publication.
It's not suitable. Unsuitable. No. That's it for me. And that's it for me.
I think then that's it for everybody.
I think so.
Wow, that was issue 34. There was a lot of divine right in this.
Yeah, this one had a lot of divine right. So there was a module in this one, though. We forgot to mention that. Doomkeep, the Master's Tournament module. There is a module.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was at the very end.
Yep. I didn't look at it.
It's got the module, and then, some other stuff.
It's the second official AD&D Masters Tournament module.
They keep publishing them, which is cool.
That's all right. We'll have to go through it and play it.
We got a lot of things to do.
Yeah, which is true. All right. Well, does anyone else have anything to add?
Nope.
All right. Well, that was episode 34, February of 1980. We're coming up on my birthday soon. I should start getting my D&D sets now around here.
Oh. This is your anniversary, your D&D anniversary.
It is. Coming up.
Next month. We'll have to celebrate that next month. Next week.
Definitely. Next week. All right. Well, then, I guess do all the things that you need to do. Click, link, like, subscribe, bells down at the bottom. Just push the buttons like your fingers, like Jack is doing. Just push them. Just push them.
Just
push them.
Each one once, not twice. Once.
Yes.
Not the downer one. We don't want a downer.
So no, we don't want downer. So, all right, well, guys,
leave
thanks
a comment
for listening.
if you think.
Leave a comment.
If you think that Jack is not just a pretty face, please leave a comment below.
Yeah, leave a comment if you think that nuclear weapons and Risk is just stupid.
Or if you've ever played Divine Right.
Yeah, let me know about that, because I could be easily talking to mine in that game. So,
or to say that Pat could be easily talked into buying any game.
It's pretty true. All right, so for the Dragon's Tomb, I've been Chopper.
I'm Jack.
Wow. He just never, and then he gets mad when we mess around when he's in charge.
Yeah, you talk after he hits that clacker, and it's all over but the crying. But now it's all tomfoolery and hijinks.
So, all right. Well, for another episode, thank you for watching, and we will see you next week. Same Dragon channel, same Dragon YouTube.